The galaxy laughed at humanity, until a single human dreadnought darkened TH. Alex Morgan sat in the command room of Earth Station Gamma. The lights were dim, and the hum of machines filled the space. Screens floated in front of him, showing maps of nearby star systems and slow-moving dots representing ships. The humans had been watching the galaxy for decades, learning, listening, always careful. But today the galaxy had decided to speak, and it spoke with laughter. A council broadcast filled the room. Alien leaders from different corners of space were gathered in a massive holographic chamber. Their bodies were strange, shapes no human could fully understand. Some had long limbs and glowing eyes, some had scales that shimmered, and one had wings that bent light in odd ways. They were all beautiful in a way that humans could never be. Their voices were calm but mocking. "Earth," one of the aliens said, its voice low and almost musical, "your ships are toys. Your fleets are jokes. We see no challenge in you, no threat, no hope of power." It paused as if enjoying the words. "We will take your trade routes, your planets, and your minerals. Resistance will amuse us briefly, then we will forget you." The words cut deeper than Alex expected. The humans had always known the galaxy might laugh at them. They had prepared quietly, trained, studied, and learned. But no one had wanted the laughter to reach them so openly. Alex leaned back in his chair. He could feel his jaw tighten. The words of the alien council were not new. Humans had heard similar messages for centuries, but hearing them broadcast like a final decision made the heart ache. Lisa Brown, commander of the nearby fleet station, stood beside him. She had been at his side for years, through training and minor skirmishes, through calm days and anxious nights. She was calm now, but Alex knew the tension in her shoulders. She said, "They think we are weak. They think we will do nothing." "They are right about one thing," Alex said quietly. "They think we will do nothing." He stood, walking toward the large window that looked out into space. Beyond the station, stars stretched in all directions. Small human ships moved between the stars, transporting supplies, monitoring systems. They were fragile, almost invisible compared to the massive ships of the alien fleets. Alex thought about the lives in those ships. Civilians, scientists, traders, people who did not know war would reach their door today. Kevin Hill, the engineer, came into the room carrying a data pad. Kevin was young but brilliant. He had worked on secret projects for years, projects that most humans could not even imagine. He set the pad on the table. "Captain," he said, "the Dreadnought is ready." Alex turned, his eyes narrowing. He had hoped this day would not come so soon. "Ready?" he asked. Kevin nodded. "Fully operational. The systems have passed every test. Cloaking, shields, propulsion. It can move silently, strike suddenly, and survive what no other human ship could survive." Lisa raised an eyebrow. "You mean it could face a whole fleet and survive?" Kevin shrugged. "If we are careful, yes. It's built for endurance, for survival, but we do not have the numbers for a long war, just one decisive moment." Alex walked to the table and touched the data pad. The ship they had built in secret was massive, larger than anything in the human fleet, hidden far from known space. Humans had not wanted to reveal it, not until the galaxy forced their hand. "We have been waiting for them to act," Alex said, "and now they have." The council's broadcast continued. One alien laughed, a sound that echoed like metal against metal. "Look at Earth, so small. They build one ship and they think it will matter. We will crush them and it will be fun to watch." Alex felt a cold anger rise. He had trained for this. He had studied alien tactics, read reports of battles humans were not allowed to know about. Every fleet had weaknesses, every command structure had mistakes. Humans were patient, and patience had become their weapon. "We leave tonight," Alex said. Lisa and Kevin nodded. Jason Lee, the pilot, was already prepping his ship. Tactical Officer Amy Clark checked communications and scanners, making sure nothing would detect them before departure. The human dreadnought was silent, waiting, invisible in deep space. It was a machine of fear, a ship no alien had ever imagined humans could build. As the human crew prepared, the council continued their laughter. They debated which planets would be easiest to claim first. They mocked the humans personally, showing images of Earth and calling its leaders weak. Alex ignored it. He did not need to hear it to know what he must do. Humans had waited quietly while the galaxy grew confident. Now the moment had arrived to show them the cost of underestimating Earth. In the human station, civilians gathered in observation rooms. They did not fully understand what was happening, only that the council had insulted them, that the galaxy saw them as weak. Children looked at the stars and asked questions. Parents tried to answer without fear. Alex thought about those children, about the generations who had lived knowing the galaxy would never take them seriously. This ship, the Dreadnought, would be their shield, their warning. The crew boarded their smaller ships, leaving the station behind. Alex felt the familiar hum of engines beneath him, the vibration of metal and life moving together. The Dreadnought waited in the darkness, invisible and ready to move at the right moment. Kevin's calculations had been precise. The alien scanners would not detect them until it was too late. As the humans moved toward the edge of known space, Alex thought about the aliens laughing, the council mocking, the galaxy believing humans were weak. Patience, he reminded himself, was part of their strength. Humans did not rush into war. Humans observed. Humans learned. Humans waited, and humans remembered. When the fleet reached the border of human space, the stars were calm, the systems quiet. There was no sign of the massive fleets beyond, no sign of the laughter that had filled the command room hours ago. Alex and his crew moved silently, knowing every second mattered. The Dreadnought remained in hiding, but its presence was like a shadow over the galaxy, a promise humans had built carefully over decades. Lisa spoke quietly. "Do you think they will realize it?" she asked. Alex did not answer immediately. He watched the stars. The council had been confident. The galaxy had been confident. They believed humans were small, weak, unable to act. Alex smiled faintly, though not for joy. He smiled because he knew how the galaxy would feel when their confidence turned to fear. "Soon," he said finally. "They will see." As they moved deeper into space, Kevin monitored systems. Jason tested the small ship maneuvers around the Dreadnought, and Amy ran simulations of battle scenarios. Each human knew their role. Each human knew the risk. Each human carried the weight of a planet's hope on their shoulders. Hours passed, and the broadcast from the council continued to echo faintly through human channels. The aliens spoke of Earth as if it were a game, a toy they could break at will. Their arrogance was total. Alex thought about how carefully humans had built this ship, how silently they had waited, how precisely they could strike. The galaxy's laughter would not last. The Dreadnought finally moved, unseen, toward the systems the Council had marked for conquest. Its engines whispered in the vacuum of space, a sound no alien could hear until it was too late. The ship was huge, a city in metal and steel, and every panel and cannon had been tested, every system designed for survival and dominance in a single decisive moment. Humans had learned patience, humans had learned strategy, humans had learned to hide their strength until the moment it would matter most. Alex looked at his crew. Lisa, Kevin, Jason, Amy, all humans, all ready to face the galaxy's greatest powers. He thought about Earth, the children, the parents, the workers who had never left the planet but had contributed to the ship's construction in small ways. The Dreadnought carried the dreams of millions. "Remember this," Alex said softly. "We do not fight for revenge. We fight for survival, for respect. One moment is enough. One moment will teach them." The stars stretched endlessly. The galaxy did not yet see what was coming. Humans moved quietly with patience and purpose. The Dreadnought waited in the dark, its shadow ready to fall. The galaxy had laughed at humanity. Humans had listened. Humans had waited. And humans had built a weapon that no one could ignore. And soon, the laughter would end. The human dreadnought waited in deep space, hidden behind a small asteroid belt. It was enormous, a silent shadow against the stars, and it had never been seen by anyone outside human command. Alex Morgan walked along the docking corridor with his crew, feeling the weight of responsibility in every step. Lisa Brown followed closely, her eyes scanning every panel, every light. Kevin Hill carried tools and data pads, checking the ship's systems for the 100th time. Jason Lee, the pilot, and Amy Clark, tactical officer, moved with quiet purpose. The air smelled faintly of metal and oil, and the low hum of the Dreadnought's engines vibrated through the floor. "It's bigger than I imagined," Jason said quietly, looking up at the massive ceiling. The corridor seemed endless. "I mean, I knew the specs, but seeing it in person," Alex nodded. "We designed it to feel like home for the crew and like a fortress for anyone who attacks. Nothing is wasted. Every inch serves a purpose." Kevin stopped at a control panel. "All systems are online," he said. "Shields, engines, weapons. Cloaking is stable. We can remain invisible for hours if we need." Amy approached the navigation console. "The maps are ready. We've plotted courses through the least monitored systems. The Council won't expect us until we are already near their border fleets." Alex felt a mixture of pride and tension. Pride for what humans had built in secret, and tension because every plan depended on precision. A single mistake could reveal the Dreadnought too soon. "Good," he said. "We move tonight, quietly, carefully, but we move. The galaxy has mocked us for too long." The crew boarded the ship's bridge. It was massive, with panels stretching from floor to ceiling. Soft lights glowed underfoot, and holographic displays projected systems, maps, and enemy fleet data. The human dreadnought was a city of steel, but it was alive with human hands. Every console had been tested, every hatch secured. Alex stood at the command chair, feeling the familiar weight of decision. "Status report," he said. Kevin tapped on a panel. "All systems nominal, propulsion at standby, weapons idle, life support at full capacity, cloaking ready." Amy checked the tactical feed. "Enemy scanners show nothing near our route. Even with their most advanced detection, we are invisible. They won't know we are here until it's too late." Lisa walked to a viewport. The stars stretched endlessly. "They will never see it coming. We're ghosts in their systems." Alex allowed himself a small smile. Patience had always been human strength. Humans were not the fastest species, nor the strongest, nor the largest. But humans learned, humans adapted, and humans waited. The Dreadnought was the result of decades of study, engineering, and planning. It was not just a ship. It was the embodiment of humanity's patience and determination. "Captain," Jason said, "I'll start engine checks. We need full readiness before departure." Alex nodded. "Do it. Keep it quiet. No signals. We leave like shadows." As Jason moved to the engine controls, Kevin and Amy began running simulations of enemy fleet behavior. They plotted escape routes, defensive positions, and strike patterns. Every scenario was designed to test the Dreadnought's power without revealing its presence. Lisa monitored communications, ensuring that no accidental transmissions would alert the galaxy. Hours passed, and the crew worked without rest. The Dreadnought was ready. The hum of the engines became stronger, resonating through the corridors. Alex felt it under his feet, the heartbeat of a machine built for a single decisive moment. He thought of Earth, of the generations who had contributed to this secret project without knowing its purpose. The Dreadnought carried their hopes, their fear, and their pride. "We move in 30 minutes, Alex said. "Everyone knows their role. Mistakes are not allowed. One error and we risk revealing ourselves before the moment is right." Lisa glanced at him. "We can do this, Alex. We've trained for it, we've waited for it." Alex nodded. "I know, but patience is only part of it. Courage, skill, and focus will carry us through the next few hours." Jason returned from the engine room. "All propulsion systems are operational. We are ready to move quietly." The asteroid belt will shield our exit. No scanners will pick us up. Amy tapped the tactical console. Course plotted. We can enter the unmonitored systems and approach the Council's border without detection. The enemy will not know we are near until we appear. Alex took a deep breath. He looked at his crew, young and old, trained and untrained, scientists, engineers, and pilots. They were all humans, carrying the responsibility of a species underestimated by the galaxy. "Remember," he said, "we do not fight for glory. We do not fight for revenge. We fight for survival, and we fight to earn respect. One moment is enough. One moment will show the galaxy that humans are not a joke." The dreadnought began to move, slowly at first, then faster, sliding past asteroids through the darkness. The stars streaked past the viewports, and the silence of space surrounded them. No alien scanners detected the movement. The dreadnought was a shadow, a hidden titan in the void. Kevin checked the systems one last time. All readings stable, shields at full strength. Weapons ready but idle, cloaking fully operational. Lisa adjusted her console. No communications detected. The galaxy still thinks we are nowhere near the border. Amy ran simulations again, her fingers moving quickly over the controls. If the enemy fleet is in position, we can appear in their path without warning. Their reaction time will be minimal. The dreadnought can survive any counterattack, at least long enough for us to make our point. Alex felt the tension in his chest ease slightly. Humans had built this. Humans had planned this. Humans had waited for this exact moment. The galaxy's laughter would end tonight. Hours passed in careful movement. The dreadnought remained invisible, slipping through systems where alien patrols might have scanned for activity. Jason piloted with precision, weaving through asteroid belts and gas clouds, ensuring no detection. Kevin monitored every engine, every shield output. Amy adjusted tactical simulations based on the faintest signals from distant sensors. Lisa kept communication lines silent, ensuring no accidental transmissions. Finally, the dreadnought reached the edge of the systems the Council had targeted. This was the moment when humans would shift from patience to action. Alex called the crew to attention. "This is it. We appear in 3 minutes. Remember your roles. We show them what humanity can do, and we retreat if necessary. The galaxy must see one thing: humans are not to be underestimated." The crew nodded, each focused on their duties. Jason prepared the engines for a sudden jump. Kevin ensured that shields and weapons were fully online. Amy ran last-second calculations for positioning. Lisa double-checked communications. Alex took his chair, feeling the weight of command heavy on his shoulders. And then the moment came. The dreadnought moved suddenly, leaving the hiding systems behind. Sensors lit up as distant enemy ships detected movement. The stars seemed to bend as the massive hull appeared, and alien fleets were shocked. The dreadnought was enormous, dark, blocking the light of nearby stars. The galaxy had not seen a ship like this before. "They are seeing us," Amy said, her voice calm but tense. Alex leaned forward. "Let them see. One moment, one demonstration, nothing more. They must understand that humans are not weak." Kevin activated a small, controlled energy pulse, enough to disable several scouting drones. Alien ships scrambled, sending signals and firing weapons. The dreadnought's shields absorbed everything without damage. The humans watched as their careful planning played out exactly as designed. The galaxy's confidence began to shake. Lisa said quietly, "They thought we were nothing. They thought we would do nothing. Now they see," Alex nodded, "and they will remember." One moment can change the galaxy's view of a species. Humans have waited for this. Humans have prepared for this. Now they act, and the galaxy cannot ignore them. The dreadnought moved silently among the alien ships, showing power but not destroying fleets yet. Humans did not need to win the battle immediately. They only needed to demonstrate the threat. The galaxy's laughter, the Council's mockery, had reached its end. The humans were no longer invisible, no longer a joke, no longer a species to be ignored. As the dreadnought continued its slow, deliberate path, Alex felt the weight of humanity's patience and preparation. This was what it had all been for. One moment, one decisive display, one clear message to the galaxy. The aliens scrambled, firing, scanning, trying to locate the source. The dreadnought moved like a shadow among them, impossible to hit, impossible to ignore. Alex watched the stars, thinking about Earth, about the generations who had believed humans were small, weak, unimportant. Now the galaxy would learn otherwise. "This is only the beginning," Alex said softly. "We will teach them patience, skill, and determination. One moment is enough, but it will echo for generations." And in the darkness, the human dreadnought moved silently, carrying the strength, hope, and determination of all humanity. Ready to change the galaxy's view forever, the human dreadnought moved through the dark, silent space, its hull like a shadow stretching across the stars. The alien fleets had finally noticed something unusual, but by the time their scanners registered the massive ship, it was too late. Alex Morgan stood on the bridge, watching the tactical displays. The stars around them flickered with distant lights of alien ships, signals and weapons charging, but none of it reached the dreadnought. It was a wall of metal and steel, built to survive anything the galaxy could throw at it. "They've seen us," Amy Clark said calmly, her fingers moving over the tactical console. "Their fleets are moving in formation, weapons charging. They don't know what we are yet." Alex leaned forward. "Good. Let them see a shadow before they feel it. We are not here to destroy everything yet. We are here to show that humans are not to be taken lightly." Jason Lee adjusted the ship's engines. "Our speed is holding. We can move through their fleet unnoticed until we are ready to act. Their scanners are blind to our cloaking when we move slowly. If we push too fast, we risk detection." Kevin Hill checked the energy levels. "Shields are at full capacity. Weapons are online. Propulsion systems stable. We are ready for anything, but we must choose the first move carefully. One error and the galaxy sees weakness." Lisa Brown watched the alien signals closely. "They're communicating, sending warnings, telling each other to prepare. But they still think we are a small ship, maybe a new prototype. They don't understand the scale of what we have." Alex nodded. "They will. One moment is enough." The dreadnought moved silently among the alien ships. It was massive, larger than anything in the galaxy, yet it carried no unnecessary signals. The aliens fired scanners, energy pulses, even experimental detection methods, but the human ship did not appear on any system. Its presence was a ghost among stars, a warning the galaxy had never expected. "They're concentrating on the smaller ships," Amy said. "They don't realize the threat above them." Alex smiled faintly. "They will. Humans have waited for this day. Every calculation, every plan, every secret project leads to this moment. Patience has brought us here, and now action will speak louder than words." Kevin activated a defensive pulse, small and controlled, designed to disable several alien scouting drones. They floated silently, systems frozen, while the dreadnought remained untouched. The alien commanders stared at their displays, confused and alarmed. "They don't know what hit them," Jason said. "They think it's an accident, a small ship malfunction." Lisa shook her head. "No accident can take out drones this efficiently. They're starting to panic." Alex pressed a control, sending a comm broadcast across channels the aliens might monitor. His voice was clear and steady. "This is humanity. We do not seek war, but we will not allow threats to our home. We act to protect ourselves and to remind the galaxy that patience and unity are our strength. Any attack on human worlds will be met with this force, and we will not stop until the message is understood." The alien fleets froze for a moment. Their systems analyzed the message, but the sheer size of the dreadnought and its silent arrival stunned them. Reports came in that several ships had been disabled, minor energy pulses causing system failures, but the humans had not fired their main weapons yet. It was a warning, precise and deliberate. Amy tapped on the tactical display. Their formations are breaking. Some ships are retreating, some are confused. They don't know the scale of what they face. Kevin added, their confidence is gone. The Council thought humans were small, weak, and easy to crush. They are realizing now that was a mistake. Jason maneuvered the Dreadnought slowly through the fleet, showing power without unnecessary destruction. The massive hull blocked the light of distant stars, casting shadows on nearby alien ships. Their weapons fired at the invisible target, but the Dreadnought absorbed every strike without damage. Shields held perfectly, engines moved silently, and humans controlled every action with precision. Lisa said quietly, "They underestimated us. They thought we were weak. Now they see that humans are dangerous when provoked." Alex stood tall, watching the displays. Patience, skill, and preparation. Humans have all three. This is why we waited. This is why we built the Dreadnought in secret. One moment is enough. One moment will change how the galaxy sees us forever. The alien commanders began to communicate frantically, trying to understand the situation. Their messages were filled with confusion and fear. Some fleets attempted coordinated attacks, but without understanding the scale and power of the human ship, their efforts were disorganized. Energy beams, missiles, and experimental weapons struck the space around the Dreadnought, but none penetrated its shields. Every shot was absorbed, every maneuver anticipated. Amy reported, "They are recalculating. They think maybe we are multiple ships, maybe a fleet they cannot see. They are panicking." Kevin nodded. "Our cloaking allows us to move slowly without detection. If we strike now, we can disable their main forces before they react fully. We control the battle." Alex pressed another button, initiating a controlled strike against key enemy support ships. No lives were lost yet, only systems disabled to demonstrate the threat. Lights went out in several alien vessels, power systems failed, and their formations broke further. The Dreadnought moved among them like a shadow of doom, untouchable, unstoppable. Lisa whispered, "They are learning fear. The Council thought humans were a joke. Now they know that is a mistake they cannot fix." Alex spoke to his crew. "Good. Keep pressure but maintain control. One decisive moment is enough. Humans do not need to destroy fleets to earn respect. They need to understand the cost of underestimating us." Jason adjusted the engines. They are trying to coordinate. Their leaders are giving orders. They are starting to see the scale, but too late. They cannot respond fast enough. Amy tracked signals. Their fleet is breaking. Minor ships are retreating. Capital ships are confused. We are showing them what humans can do, and they have no choice but to listen. Kevin smiled. This is what patience brings. Decades of preparation, study, and engineering. Now the galaxy sees it firsthand. Alex looked at the stars outside the viewport, feeling the weight of history. Humans had been underestimated for centuries. The galaxy had laughed at them, mocked them, ignored them. Now the humans were the ghosts that blocked the stars, a silent threat no one could deny. "Let them learn," Alex said. "Let them see what happens when humans act together, when we fight for survival, when we refuse to be ignored." The Dreadnought moved silently, every action deliberate. The crew worked in perfect unison, each human carrying out their role without hesitation. Shields held against experimental alien energy, engines moved without error, weapons struck with precision. The galaxy's laughter had ended, replaced by confusion and fear. Amy tapped a panel. "They are trying to communicate. Their leaders are panicking. They cannot believe what they see. We are showing restraint, but the message is clear. Humans are not weak." Kevin added, "And if we needed to, we could strike further. Their systems are vulnerable. We have control. One moment is enough to change everything." Alex nodded. "We do not strike beyond what is needed. We show strength, not cruelty. Humanity earns respect by action, not by destruction. We move carefully but decisively. Hours passed as the Dreadnought maintained its position among the alien fleets. Systems were checked constantly, simulations rerun, tactical movements adjusted. The humans demonstrated mastery over their ship, their training, and their patience. Alien fleets scrambled, unsure of what to do, unable to comprehend the sudden arrival and scale of the human Dreadnought. Lisa said quietly, "They believed the galaxy would always mock humans. They believed we were weak. Now they realize that was a mistake." Alex looked at his crew, proud but solemn. "Humans have waited for this moment, worked for this moment, and now we act. We do not fight for glory. We fight for survival and respect. One moment is enough." The Dreadnought moved silently among the alien fleets, its shadow stretching across the stars. The galaxy had laughed at humanity, but that laughter was gone. Humans had acted, and the message was clear. Patience, unity, and preparation made humans stronger than the galaxy had ever expected. Alex leaned back in his chair, watching the alien fleets struggle to understand what they faced. "They will remember this day," he said. "The galaxy will remember the humans who waited, who acted, and who cannot be ignored." And in the darkness, the human Dreadnought glided silently, carrying the strength, determination, and hope of all humanity. The galaxy had learned its first lesson. Never underestimate humans. The human Dreadnought hovered silently among the alien fleets, its massive hull blocking distant stars. The alien commanders were still scrambling, trying to understand what they faced. Confusion and fear ran through their ranks. The humans had moved with precision, striking only to show power, not to destroy. Their actions had shattered the Council's arrogance, and now Alex Morgan prepared the next step. "We have shown them strength," Alex said quietly, "but strength alone will not secure respect. We must speak, make them understand the cost of underestimating humanity." Amy Clark tapped her console. "Channels are open, Captain. We can send a direct message to the Council." "They may listen this time." Lisa Brown checked her communications array. "They will listen, but they will also panic. We need to be careful. Our message must be clear and precise. No threats beyond what they have already provoked." Alex nodded. "Then let us speak. Humanity does not want war, but we will not bow to threats. The galaxy must know we are patient, prepared, and capable of defending ourselves." Kevin Hill ran the final system checks. "All transmission systems are stable. Encryption bypassed Council filters. The message will reach them directly. No alien will intercept it beforehand." Jason Lee adjusted the engines, keeping the Dreadnought steady. "We are in position. We are visible to them now, but not fully within their weapon range. They will see the ship and hear the message simultaneously." Alex took a deep breath. The weight of humanity rested on this moment. The Council had mocked them, insulted them, and laughed at their fleets and fleets of small ships. Now it was time to show patience, intelligence, and the quiet power humans had cultivated in secret. Amy activated the communication link. A calm, steady human voice filled the alien fleet networks. Alex spoke directly, addressing the Council and their allies. "This is humanity. We have listened to your mockery, observed your arrogance, and watched as the galaxy ignored our existence. We do not seek war, but we will defend ourselves. We will not allow threats to our homes, our people, or our future." The alien fleets paused, unsure how to respond. Their scanners detected the Dreadnought, enormous and impenetrable, and now they were hearing the words of humans directly. Whispers of fear spread through the alien ranks. Commanders gave orders, trying to maintain control, but confusion was visible even through distant sensors. "Your fleets are strong," Alex continued. "Your numbers impressive. Yet you underestimated patience, preparation, and unity. We are not a weak species. We are capable of action that you cannot predict and power you cannot ignore. Your threats against Earth and human space will not go unanswered." Lisa watched the tactical displays. "They are trying to coordinate responses, but their fear is slowing them. They see the Dreadnought and realize their weapons are ineffective. Their confidence is crumbling. Kevin nodded. We are showing restraint, but we could escalate if necessary. One full attack could disable their fleets, but humans do not fight without reason. One decisive warning is enough. Alex's voice continued over the channels. This message is not a declaration of war. It is a warning, a demonstration of what humans can do when forced to act. We do not attack without cause, but we will defend ourselves with full force if required. Consider this carefully. Any aggression toward humans will be met with the power you now see before you. Respect, not fear, should guide your future actions. Amy monitored alien communications. They are silent, no response yet. Their systems are analyzing the message, trying to verify the Dreadnought's capabilities. They are panicking, but they cannot admit it to each other. Lisa added, they thought humans were weak. Now they see a species that is disciplined, precise, and prepared. They underestimated the cost of mocking us. Jason piloted the Dreadnought slowly, keeping it just outside of direct weapon range. The aliens were aware of its size and position now, but they could not strike without risking immediate destruction. The humans had carefully calculated this distance to ensure maximum impact without unnecessary casualties. Kevin smiled faintly. Every system functioning. Shields holding, weapons ready but idle. This is exactly what we planned. The galaxy will remember this day. Alex continued. We do not seek to destroy your fleets, we seek understanding. One species can act as a warning to the galaxy, not through endless war but through precision, unity, and intelligence. Humans have waited, learned, and built in secret. One moment, one action, is enough to remind you that patience can be deadly. Lisa said quietly, they are starting to realize we are not bluffing. Even the smaller ships know now that we are beyond their expectations. Amy nodded. And they will share that realization with the Council. Humans are not to be mocked. Humans are not weak. Alex paused, letting the words sink into the minds of those listening. Remember this moment. Humans do not seek unnecessary conflict. We do not fight for sport, but we fight for survival, for our homes, for our people. One human dreadnought has shown the galaxy the cost of arrogance. Imagine what unity across our species can accomplish. Respect humans and peace can continue. Underestimate humans and you will see the consequences. The alien fleets were quiet. Confusion and fear spread through their ranks. Commanders consulted each other frantically, trying to maintain control. Some ships moved away cautiously, not daring to fire. The dreadnought was too large, too powerful, and its presence was undeniable. Humans had delivered their first message without firing a single destructive shot beyond a few disabled drones. Kevin observed the displays. They are recalculating. Fleets are reorganizing, but slowly. Every calculation shows they are unsure how to proceed. They see the power, but they cannot understand the patience behind it. Lisa added, humans do not rush. We prepare. We wait. We act when the time is right. This is why the Council misjudged us for so long. Jason adjusted engines slightly. They know we could strike at any time, but we are not. Their hesitation is ours to use. They cannot move decisively while we maintain control. Amy smiled. And one decisive moment is enough. Humans have taught them a lesson they will never forget. Alex looked at the stars beyond the viewport, thinking of Earth and the generations of humans who had contributed to this secret project. Patience had brought them here. Unity had made them strong, and the galaxy would now remember their strength. Let them understand fully, Alex said. We do not seek conquest, we do not seek war, we seek respect. One moment is enough to show it. Hours passed as the dreadnought maintained its presence. Alien fleets adjusted positions, tested weapons, and communicated in panic, but no action could threaten the human ship. The Council would receive the message in full, understanding the seriousness of the humans' preparedness and the power of patience. Lisa said quietly, they thought humans were a joke. Now they know otherwise, and they will remember this when they plan their next move. Kevin added, "This is why we built in secret. This is why we waited." The galaxy saw humans as weak, but preparation and strategy turned patience into power. Alex nodded. Humans have waited for centuries to be taken seriously. Now we are. Let the Council and the galaxy learn the lesson carefully. We are patient, but we are not to be ignored. Amy tapped the tactical console. We can maintain this position for hours if necessary. The Council cannot act without understanding the scale of what we have shown. One dreadnought has taught the galaxy respect. Jason added, and if needed we can move silently again, strike precisely and disable fleets without mass destruction. They cannot predict our actions until it is too late. Alex smiled faintly. Humans are not the fastest, the largest, or the strongest species. But humans have patience, intelligence, and unity. That is why the galaxy underestimated us, and that is why the galaxy will remember this moment. The dreadnought remained among the fleets, a silent reminder of humanity's hidden strength. The Council received the message and finally understood the power and patience of a species they had mocked for centuries. Humanity did not celebrate, did not boast, and did not act beyond what was necessary. They had made their point: respect humans or learn the cost of arrogance. Alex leaned back in his chair. The galaxy had received the message. One moment, one calm, deliberate action had changed everything. Humans had spoken through action and words. The Council would never forget the day the human dreadnought appeared, calm and silent, and reminded the galaxy that patience can be more powerful than fleets, more powerful than weapons, more powerful than arrogance. And in the darkness of space, the human dreadnought waited, ready to act if necessary, carrying the strength, unity, and hope of all humanity. The galaxy had learned to stop laughing, and the Council would never underestimate humans again. The human dreadnought drifted silently through space, its massive shadow stretching across the stars. The alien fleets had begun to retreat, not in surrender but in confusion and fear. They had seen what humans could do, and they understood at last that the species they had mocked for centuries was not weak. Alex Morgan stood on the bridge, watching the stars and the scattered alien ships. "They are pulling back," Amy Clark said quietly, her fingers still moving over the tactical console. "Their formations are breaking. They don't want to fight us now. They understand the risk." Lisa Brown nodded. "The Council will call an emergency session. They will reevaluate every decision, every threat, every plan they made against humanity. They underestimated us, and now they know their mistake." Kevin Hill checked the energy levels. Shields stable. Engines ready, weapons online. We could follow them, disable their fleets completely if needed, but we don't. Humanity does not need unnecessary destruction to earn respect. Jason Lee adjusted the engines. "We have proven our point. They know we can strike. Now it's time to retreat, remain hidden, and let them think carefully about next steps." Alex nodded. "Humans do not fight for conquest. We fight to survive and to be respected." One moment is enough to teach the galaxy that patience, planning, and unity matter more than numbers or arrogance. As the dreadnought moved away from the alien fleets, communications channels lit up with messages from the Council. Frantic messages, apologies, and demands to understand the human threat filled the networks. The Council leaders could not ignore the presence of the ship or the warning it carried. Their confidence had been shattered, replaced with caution and fear. Lisa said quietly, "They are asking for negotiations. They want to prevent further escalation. They realize now that humans are not a threat they can ignore." Amy added, "The Council underestimated patience and preparation. Now they understand that underestimating humans is dangerous." Alex looked at the displays, seeing the scattered fleets retreating, some damaged, some disabled temporarily by small, precise pulses. No one had died unnecessarily. The humans had acted with precision, restraint, and clarity. The galaxy had received its message. Kevin smiled faintly. Humans have done what many species would never manage. We have changed perception without starting a war. One ship, one moment, one decision. That is enough. Jason nodded. They will not forget this. The Council will spread the word across their territories. Humans are no longer a species to be laughed at. We are now counted among those who cannot be ignored. Alex leaned back, allowing himself a rare moment of relief. The mission had succeeded. Humans had acted not out of anger or revenge, but out of necessity and clarity. The galaxy had learned that patience could be more powerful than fleets, that planning could outweigh arrogance, and that humanity, though small in size, could make its presence felt in the stars. Lisa watched the retreating fleets. "Do you think they will try again?" she asked. Alex shook his head. "Not soon. They will respect the cost of underestimating humans. They may send scouts in the future, but they will do so cautiously. They will remember today as the day they learned humans are not to be taken lightly." Amy said, "We've changed how the galaxy sees us without unnecessary violence. That is more than most species manage with fleets of ships." Kevin added, "Humans are clever, patient, and precise. We acted at the right moment. That will earn us respect for generations." Jason looked out at the stars. "We could have destroyed them easily, but we didn't. One demonstration was enough." Alex smiled faintly. "That is the human way. We do not fight without reason. We act when the time is right. And one decisive action can speak louder than endless battles." Hours later, the Dreadnought returned to human space, slipping quietly through the systems and disappearing into the darkness. It would remain hidden, unseen, a shadow waiting for the next threat. The human fleet watched the stars, knowing the galaxy now understood the message. Humans were no longer laughed at. Humans were respected cautiously and carefully. Lisa said softly, "The galaxy will remember this day. They will respect humans even if they do not like it." "That is all we needed," Amy nodded. "And we have done it without unnecessary loss. Patience and planning won. Strength alone would not have been enough." Kevin added, "Humans are small, but we have patience. We are clever and we are united. That is why one ship, one moment changed everything." Jason looked around at the crew. "We are the first to see this, but everyone on Earth will know. Humanity has earned respect through action, not fear. That is powerful." Alex looked at each member of his crew. They had acted together, precisely, calmly, and without hesitation. The human dreadnought was more than a ship. It was a symbol of what humans could accomplish when united, prepared, and patient. "Humans are not the strongest species," Alex said quietly, "but we are clever, united, and patient. That is why the galaxy laughed at us for centuries, and that is why they will remember the day one human dreadnought appeared and changed everything." The crew settled into quiet work, monitoring systems, checking engines, and ensuring the ship was ready for anything. The mission had succeeded. Humans had acted decisively, not recklessly, showing strength without unnecessary destruction. The galaxy had learned respect, and Earth had secured its place among the stars. As the stars stretched endlessly outside the viewports, Alex thought of the future. Humanity had waited quietly for centuries, underestimated and ignored. Now the galaxy had seen the cost of mocking or threatening them. One decisive moment had changed the perception of an entire species. Lisa spoke softly. "One day, humans may need to act again, but we have shown what we can do when patience and preparation meet opportunity." Amy added, "The Council will think twice before underestimating us. The galaxy has learned a lesson that will last for generations." Kevin smiled. "Humans do not need endless war. One well-timed action, one precise demonstration, and the galaxy remembers. That is our greatest strength." Jason looked out at the stars. "And the dreadnought remains a shadow. The galaxy will never know when it could appear again. That uncertainty is ours." Alex nodded. "Humans do not fight without reason. We do not seek conquest. But we will defend ourselves, and the galaxy will respect us because we acted with patience, skill, and unity. The human dreadnought drifted silently, carrying the strength, hope, and determination of all humanity. It had spoken through action and words. It had earned respect without unnecessary violence. The Council would never forget the day they underestimated humans. The galaxy had learned to stop laughing, and back on Earth there was no celebration, no fanfare, only quiet pride. Humanity had not conquered or destroyed, but it had secured its place in the galaxy. Alex Morgan and his crew had reminded the galaxy that patience, preparation, and unity could outweigh arrogance, numbers, and power. One human dreadnought had changed everything. The galaxy would remember. Humans would be counted, not mocked. And the stars, once a place of ridicule and doubt, now held a new respect for the small, patient, and determined species called humanity. Alex looked out at the stars one last time. "One moment," he said softly. "One moment is all it takes to change how the galaxy sees you." And in the darkness of space, the human dreadnought waited, ready to defend, to remind, and to protect. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humanity was no longer to be laughed at. The galaxy had been changed, quietly, decisively, and forever.